any artist of any genre that needs a stage, then K-Poppin' is ready to provide that stage for our Tiniest Stage today to keep in the theme of the 설날 holiday. Even though it is technically over, we have the extremely talented, the very beautiful 판소리 artist 장소윤 in the studio. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Seoyoon, 판소리 singer.
And she speaks English. Oh my god. Okay, so no pressure to speak English, but if you want to, you can.
Okay.
So 명절, did you have a happy 설날?
네, 뭐 이제 많이 먹었죠.
Good.
네, 많이 먹고 많이 자고 이제 많이 떠들고.
Good. Okay, so she ate a lot,
네.
she slept a lot, and she had a lot of chit chat with the family. So a not so stressful, but a very relaxing 설 for her. So I'm glad that she is here. So what we like to do when our artists come to the studio is we kind of want to check if anything online about you is correct.
Okay.
So it says that you were able to go to a very prestigious college here in Korea, Seoul University, and you were able to graduate in the 국악 major.
맞아요.
Okay.
I was a 판소리 major.
Okay.
So there's 국악 department.
Okay.
And there's like instrument majors and singers. And between that, I was 판소리 major. So.
Wow. Wow. Okay, now I have to totally ask you this, like, as we're getting into pansori. It is come to my attention that any of the pansori singers that I have asked or interviewed, somehow their parents put them in this particular genre at a ridiculously young age. So I want to ask if you also started at a ridiculously young age.
I started at ridiculously young age. I guess, well, both of my parents did not, they didn't have a job related to music at all, nor 국악. They just randomly thought, my voice suits pansori because I had, this husky voice.
Even when you were little. Okay.
Yeah, as a little girl. So I started when I was 7.
A little bit older than I expected. Okay.
Yeah, they started 5, 3,
yeah,
4.
3, 4, 5.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, okay, so a little bit older, but at least, okay, so 7's still young. But yeah, okay, a little bit older than I expected. That's good.
맞아요.
Okay, so you started at 7, but let's be honest, as you started at such a young age, because, my mom put me in piano. As soon as I saw a little bit of light that I could quit, I was like, I'm quitting. I'm not doing piano anymore. So most of us, if we start something at a very young age, and especially something so challenging like pansori, you would probably want to stop at some point in junior high or high school. Did that ever come?
그런 것도 있던 것 같은 게 왜냐하면 너무 어릴 때 시작하니까
그러니까요.
자아가 아직 형성되기 전이잖아요.
그렇죠. 근데 또 너무 어려운
맞아요.
장르기도 하고.
그렇다 보니까 그냥 잘한다 해서 쭉 했는데 약간 사춘기가 늦게 왔던 것 같아요. 그래가지고
몇 살 때쯤 왔어요?
저는 오히려 대학 가고
오히려
네, 오춘기라고 해야 되나?
오.
그때부터 약간 조금 내가 이거 좋아하나? 이거 왜 하고 있지? 약간 이런 게 그때 든 거예요. 그 전까지는 막 잘한다 하고 뭐 대회 나가 상도 타고 그래도 이렇게 순탄히 학교도 가고 이러니까 그냥 그거에 취해가지고 살다가 이제 대학 가고서 그냥 뭔가 크라이시스가 온 거죠.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously, your parents, especially Korean parents, love to send us to things when we're kids, and I hated piano. So as soon as I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, I was like, I'm stopping. Nope, no more. But I mean, because pansori is such a hard genre. She said that for her, college was her first kind of early rebellion. What am I doing? Early life crisis of what was going on. She said that because all through school, everybody's like, oh, she's doing great. She's talented. She was doing these competitions and she was getting prizes. And so she's like, oh, okay. And, just 1 year passed and 1 year passed and 1 year passed. But then once she got to college, she's like, wait, what am I doing? And so that's when she was just like, what happened? 네, 그것도 여쭤보고 싶었던 게 제 주변에 아티스트 중에 노래를 너무 사랑했는데 그걸로 전공으로 학교를 가고 그게 이제 학점을 받아야 되니까 더 싫어져서 이제 일이 되니까. 근데 그게 자연스러운 내 일이 아닌 학점을 받아야 되고 내가 원하지 않는 그 데드라인에 맞춰서 하다 보니까 그거에 대한 스트레스로 포기를 하시는 분들도 있었는데 혹시 그런 것도 좀 있었나요?
근데 전 대학 다니면서 학점을 사실 잘 신경을 안 써가지고 저희 목표는 졸업이었어요.
아, 그냥
왜냐면 이미 지금 너무 이게 내가 What am I doing here? Do I even like this music? Like 엄청 그냥 헷갈렸기 때문에 그냥 졸업이라도 하자.
여기까지 왔으니.
네, 그게 제 목표였고 좀 찾자. 내가 진짜 좋아하는 게 뭐지? 이런 걸 좀 찾아보자가 좀 목표였던 것 같아요.
Okay. So it wasn't because I was saying that I know a lot of artists that they love music and then they go to college to major in music and they start hating it because they get deadlines that are not their own deadlines and it's not making money. They're just getting like, credits and it's like but she, because her crisis came when she was in college, she's like, you know what, I've come this far, let's just graduate. So she wasn't really stressing over that. So just for her it was the whole thing of like, do I really like this? It was just more of that being one of the major things that was bothering her at the time, nothing else. Now if we look, so you do speak, how did you learn English? Did you study abroad or?
I actually did. I went to middle school in Canada. So like I started at 7 and then in elementary school I did all these 국악. And then all of a sudden when I was in middle school, like when I reached middle school age, my parents just decided that like let's take a break and just go to Canada randomly. I don't know. Like my brother was already there. So
Okay.
I guess my mom was worried about like him being alone, all alone there. So like she wanted to go, but I was in Korea, so why not take her together? So I had like 3 years of actually like I did practice a bit, but not as much as in Korea. But I had a little break and rest. And then I came back when it was time to go to high school.
Okay.
And I went to 국악 High School.
Okay.
And then that's when I like actually started again doing this
This
whole
particular
thing.
genre.
Yeah,
Okay. So I've noticed that you are also a producer as well. And I feel that 국악 is very similar to, I feel, classical music. It is a very it's a very sophisticated genre, and because of that there's a lot of elders that are like, we need to preserve the roots of this genre. But I've noticed that you like to do different things as a producer, and your approach to 국악 and 판소리 in general. Does that start during college, or were you always into like mixing it up a little bit and trying to modernize 판소리 a little bit more?
I think it started in middle school because I was there during like my puberty.
Right.
And the music that I listened to was just totally different from what I was doing. Like I used to listen to like Eminem, Beyonce, like that period. Like I listened to like 50 Cent. I know. And like Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Right.
They're like my idols.
Right.
And like I was so into that music.
Right.
And I came to Korea, and I also loved 국악, of course. And I came to Korea and I started doing like what I used to do. And it was just natural for me to like listen to like both like totally different genres.
Right.
And then it came natural to me to mix those genres, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because it's your first time here on the show, and normally in part 1 of the segment, we try to loosen up our guests just a little bit more. So on top of the music questions, and I have tons for you today,
Okay.
We have some balance questions. Very annoyingly difficult balance questions.
Okay.
So you are a producer, and we need to ask, if you could choose, would you be a 작곡 천재 or a 작사 천재? 3, 2, 1.
작곡 천재.
Oh, really? But you're really good at it now.
Well, I don't know, like 천재.
See, okay, you want to hear like the genius.
Yeah, but like 천재 is just too like that term is just
So high.
like yeah.
Okay. Okay,
too high above for me. Like,
okay. So she doesn't deny that she's a good producer. Because I agree she is. But
I work hard.
Yeah. But, the genius is, to be heard that you're a genius is a different level. Okay. Now, I know that especially for traditional 국악 or pansori shows, your songs are pretty long, but I know that they can go for hours and hours.
Yes,
one performance can be a couple of hours and you have to do it by yourself. So while you are performing,
Yeah.
물 아예 없기 or 탄산음료만 있기.
진짜 너무 잔인하다. That is so cruel.
Right?
But
So, no water or just carbonated drinks.
I'd rather have something to drink.
Okay.
Like, even if I burp. Like, I could explain, because it's pansori, like, you get to talk to, different concerts, you get to talk to the audience, but I would tell them, like, this is carbonated water.
So bear with me.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay. I need to ask is because I feel that for anybody who is in the pansori genre, and I've asked any person who I've interviewed, if you do anything to take care of your voice, and it seems to be very different than just your average pop vocal. So for you, is there something you refuse to eat to make sure your throat is okay, or that you have to have to keep your throat healthy?
Well, I'm not, like, very picky person, so it's not like I need something, or, like, other than water. But I wouldn't really, like, drink heavy alcohol, like, before the concert, or, like, have, like, very spicy food, like 불닭 이런 것만 아니면 I think it's okay.
Look at that. She's got such a strong vocal cord. Okay. So we move on. Do pansori artists use in-ears?
When we have, like, a band, like a big band.
Behind you?
But when you're singing alone, you don't need it.
Right. Okay. So every time you do a live performance with a band, your in-ear is either delayed 1 second, or the speed of the music keeps changing randomly. 딜레이 1초 반주 속도 랜덤. 3, 2, 1.
저 차라리 딜레이.
Okay, 1 second delay because you can catch on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get used to it.
Now, if you were on a program, 악마의 편집당하기 versus 통편집당하기. 3, 2, 1.
악마의 편집이 낫지 않을까요? 그래도
Okay.
like 노관심보다는
Okay.
그렇잖아요.
Okay, so the devil editing would be better for her because she's like, at least your face goes out. Yeah. Okay, this is more of a personal thing. MBTI T friends or F friends? 3, 2, 1.
Because I'm super T, I would rather have F.
Really?
friends.
You want the
Yeah.
opposite?
Yeah.
But what if they keep saying 서운해? Like every time you say something.
그렇죠. 이미 그러고 있는데. 그래도 제가 사람다워지려면 좀 친구들이
Okay. So I was like, what if they keep saying that they're upset because you said something? She's like, oh, no, I already have so many people doing that. But she feels that the F friends balance her out because she's like such a power T.
Yeah.
We're going to get to know her way much today. Erin made a really fun observation. Her speaking voice changes depending on which language she's speaking. It's a bit deeper for English, and I'm really excited to hear her sing. So speaking of singing, we're going to get a chance to hear her first live performance for today. You have chosen 산유아 as the first song that you're going to be giving us. Mountain Flowers was the English title I found. Is this correct?
Yeah, I guess you can say that because it's just literally like flower growing on the mountainside.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about this song before I give you a chance to drink some water and get ready.
Okay, so this song, the lyrics are based on the poetry writer called Kim So-wol, and he is very famous writer of the time. And 그냥 그 뭐랄까 lyrics that he writes have so much emotions. And even if it's like a really old poetry, I thought that it had like really like deep love into it. It's basically about a flower living on the mountainside, and the flower's all lonely, and she thinks, or he things, it's all alone in the mountainside, but there is a bird always looking out for that flower. So it's kind of sweet.
Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to drink some water and get ready for the live performance. So, fam, we have the extremely talented, the extremely beautiful Jang Seoyoon in the studio for today. If you have any more questions or messages for her, please continue to send those in. We're going to get a chance to dive into what pansori is all about and 국악 and all this stuff today. So, stay tuned for that. But we have her first track for you, and I think she's ready. 준비됐을까요?
네.
All right, music cue.
산에 산에 피는 꽃이 피네 가을 봄 여름 없이 꽃이
Bravo. We've got a standing ovation in the chat right now. We have beautiful, absolutely beautiful messages coming in. We have the extremely talented, the very beautiful Jang Seoyoon in the studio for today. And I have a lot of questions. So first things first, let's kind of get into pansori as a genre. So with the very small knowledge that I have of pansori, there's a rumor that all people who are trying to jump into the pansori genre have to go through tugum. So it's kind of this turning point in, from what I know, it's like the turning point where your voice finally has broken in. And the rumor is that you kind of have to see a little bit of blood. Like you have to like break through a wall to kind of get to where your voice is supposed to be. Is this true?
Well, it's half true and half not because these days, like if you actually do see blood coming out of your throat, you have to go to the hospital because something's wrong.
Right.
You need medicine. 근데 I think it's half true because like the voice quality that you have to use when you're singing pansori, because it's not only singing, it's storytelling.
Right.
So like you focus on not only making beautiful voice, but like many different textures and qualities. So sometimes you have to use your voice very harsh and sometimes very soft. It's very like extreme.
Right.
It has very extreme ends. So like if you use it too hard, then your voice is gonna like crack and like get hurt, and then you might spit blood out. So like it might happen.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to happen.
It doesn't have to happen.
Order to be like tugum. Yeah.
Do you think there's a certain age that a lot of people in pansori kind of overcome that? Is it like a puberty thing? Is it, because I know a lot of people start so young, like their voice obviously is going to change. So is tugum the kind of point where your voice is now settling into being a little bit more of like the adult version of your voice?
I guess like when you, I don't know, in my opinion, like many people have different opinion on this tugum term, but in my opinion, tugum is not about like you reaching the highest note or like hitting that note or just like being able to belt out very like grand. It's about like, are you able to produce many different sounds of nature, human, or like emotions? Like, are you able to control all that? So I think if you're older and you have more experience, I guess you would have more, what do you say? Like what I think the tugum is.
So it's more of like an understanding of how to control your voice.
Yeah.
As how you want it to be. Not like a particular like, oh, you've passed this. You're now. Now that you passed this, you welcome to being an official pansori vocalist. Okay. Because I feel that a lot of people, because of like pop culture and the movies we've seen and the dramas and stuff like that, like we think that everybody who's a pansori artist like was thrown into water, like waterfalls screaming at the top of their lungs, you know. So like I feel that there's a lot of misunderstanding and misconception of what tugum could be. Okay, now because you're an English speaker, and my job here is to always try to translate things as best as possible. How would you translate han? Because that is like our main core of all Korean music, especially more of our kugak and traditional sounds. Like the han is something that even, 7-year-olds, 6-year-olds are able to somehow bring, even though they're so young. So what do you feel han would be?
Like...
in like your own experience?
In my own experience, I guess that too. Like when you're little, when you express Han, I think it has, I don't want to say like shallow, but not that deep emotion.
Right.
But if you like age, I think it's all about how like it's all about time, aging, and like being able to experience a lot of things, a lot of emotions. And then I always like to think that Han is not only about like sadness,
because it's such focused on how it's like the sorrow. It's like,
yeah,
the pits of darkness. You know, like it's such a negative word, but it's not just that.
Not just that, because you have to like experience the other end to like actually understand the opposite end. Right. So like, you know how in like Korean folk music lyrics, there's like 아리랑 2, like 구부야 구부구부. That lyric means you're going up the hill, down the hill. And life has to be that way to be able to like actually understand other people's Han and like what mine is. So I think time is necessary.
Okay. Time is necessary to express what Han could be for that particular artist. We're talking a little bit more the technical aspects of your vocals in general. For a lot of pop artists who train, they learn how to, they learn different techniques to breathe certain ways, to sing certain ways, to, use their head voice, chest voice, nasal voice. There's a lot of like technicalities that are taught to people who take vocal lessons and stuff like that. As a pansori vocalist, what kind of techniques are taught to young aspiring artists? Like, are you guys sitting in a room? Are you taught a song, or are you taught certain techniques, or do you have runs? Do you do like 발성? Like what would be the basis of how you guys are taught?
I guess like when I was being taught and when I teach also, like the most important thing is it is connected to your talking voice. So it's not something that is so different from, it shouldn't be, because like pansori is, it's parts are narrations,
right,
and parts are singing. So you have to go like back and forth doing narrations and singing. So it doesn't have to be so different. But one thing I think that it's important is that you shouldn't be afraid of how loud you are. Like some kids like come in and they think that like they're being too loud, or like, can I? Or even older people too, like, should I sound like this loud? Is it okay for me to shout this much? And it's okay, because it's better to start there and then like to learn to control. And like, I guess that's different from other genres too, because like I said, like pansori is storytelling. So you have to, like, sometimes you have to be able to like mimic ghost sounds or birds, like like ghost sounds. So you have to have very good ear, like to listen, train to mimic the sound that your teacher is making, because you can't write these on like musical notes. Right. Yeah. So you have to have like a good hearing. Yeah.
Okay. Now the genre itself is an older genre, kind of like classical music. And I feel that because you're learning about older tales and you're looking into the history of Korean music, and looking at, like poems from thousands of years ago and whatnot, do you feel that you become an old soul pretty early on in life because the genre that you chose? Because like everybody in the genre, I feel like they would have that very like old soul mentality.
I guess so, because you like all the lyrics, like you said, it's from a very long time ago, and the ethics are different.
Right. I mean, like one of the things is that your grandparents are always like "아이고," but most of the 국악 songs out there, "아이고" goes in it at least 10 times.
Yeah, of course, like 100 times.
Exactly. So I feel that like it's kind of like you watching your favorite variety show. You pick things up. It's like I feel that you're surrounded by such tradition that you kind of become an old soul without wanting to.
I never thought about that, but like now I think of it, I think they do. Like when I was little too, like the adults would say that like she has an old soul already. And I never understood that. And now I like look back to those like interviews I did, like I look at myself like, what are you talking about? You're a kid. just be a kid.
Stop trying to be so sophisticated.
I don't know.
I looked up that you can play some instruments as well, some traditional instruments. What are those instruments that you can play?
So I play 가야금.
Oh wow!
It's like a string instrument.
That's
zither.
huge.
Yeah, it's very huge. It's taller than me. So.
Yeah.
가야금, and there's another instrument I play. It's called 철연금.
Okay.
It's rather a new instrument, like young instrument compared to other like 검은고, 가야금. It's only been like 100 years since it was born, 철연금, but it uses guitar strings, actually, guitar like steel strings. But it's like it's also a zither, and it's like a slide guitar, actually. Yeah.
Did you pick these up out of curiosity or because you felt that it went well with your voice? Because I feel that with 판소리 alone, like there's already a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
But to add not one, but two traditional.
Yeah. Well, 가야금 I started early, like in elementary school.
Okay.
Because my school had like an after school activity for like for kids to learn 가야금 and stuff. So I started learning then. But 철연금, I just randomly started when I was in college because I was just sick of everything, actually. And then I just wanted to find like love. Back.
Something new. Oh.
Yeah. And then it really did help me to find love in this genre again.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So we are going to jump into another live performance. We do have a lot of other questions to answer and whatnot, so continue to send those in. So 사랑가, I think that this particular title is used quite a lot in it's a different song, but like it's used quite a lot in the 판소리 or 국악 genre. Song of Love. What's the backstory with this track?
So 사랑가 is like one of the most famous piece in 판소리 in story called 춘향가. So it's a love song, and like I guess most Korean people, when they think of 판소리, they would know like what 사랑가 is, and like not the whole thing, but like parts of it.
Right.
And this song particularly, like I rearranged it. It started because my brother was getting married, and he wanted me to sing at the wedding. So like, how should I sing? And then I just started like doing stuff on piano, like should I arrange it this way, that way. That's how it started, and like people seem to like it, so I just went on.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna give you time to get ready for the live performance as well. So again, fam, we have Changsu in the studio for today. She's gonna sing yet another live performance for us, and yeah, this is her own rendition of the very famous 사랑가 or Song of Love. So we're gonna get a chance to listen to her sing live. Are you ready? All right, music cue.
사랑 내 사랑이야 동동 네가 내 사랑이지야 이리 보아도 내 사랑 저리 보아도 내 사랑 어둠 이간에 사랑이야 예 사랑이로구나 사랑이로구나 내 사랑이야 하루 가고 이틀 가고 5, 6일이 지내가니 나이 어린 사람들이 부끄러움은 훨씬 멀리 가고 정만 담쑥 들어 하루는 안고 누워 뒹굴면서 사랑가로 즐겨보는디 이리 오너라 업고 놀자 이리 오너라 업고 놀자 사랑 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 내 사랑이야 사랑이로구나 내 사랑이야 이내 사랑이로다 매도 내 사랑아 네가 무엇을 먹으려느냐 네가 무엇을 먹으려느냐 둥글둥글 수박 웃봉지 떼뜨리고 강릉 백청을 따르르르르르르 부어 신랑 발라버리고 붉은 정 옷벗다 반간진 수로 먹으려느냐 아마도 내 사랑아 달아 달아 밝은 달아 네 아무리 바빠도 중천에 멈춰있어 내일 날 오지 말고 백년여 일이 나를 같이 이 모양 이대로 늙지 말게 허여다오 사랑이로구나 내 사랑이야 어둥둥 내 사랑
Bravo, bravo, bravo. We have the pansori singer, Sang-soon in the studio for today. Bravo. That was an amazing performance. And
Thank
I have
you.
to ask, since when it comes to, you were able to do a little bit of narration because this is, like you said, from a very famous piece and it's only like one part of
Yeah.
the piece. How long is the original play or the original?
The version that I do is 6 hours.
Not 6 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 6 hours.
Nope, 6 hours.
6 hours. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we think of pansori, though there is a lot of different versions of pansori these days, and there's a lot more collaborations, mostly it would be the pansori artist on stage with somebody who is either playing the drums or one accompanied by another instrument. It's normally just the two of you.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, you were talking about how your vocals and your speaking voice should be the same. I noticed that a lot of pansori, while you are doing those narrations, you have a flow. You do it in different sounds, and you have to. You're on a certain beat, and So is that also taught when you are when you're training to be a pansori artist?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So like narrations have intonations too. Like pansori has that certain like singing, not singing, but in between talking and singing narration style. So like singing, when you're being taught to do narrations, you also like repeat and try to mimic those like flow and the intonation that it has. So,
Okay.
like singing, yeah.
Okay. Aaron's like 6 hours. Excuse me. Is that from one person? That's from one person, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It's long.
What is your longest performance?
6 hours actually.
So
that one. 춘향가. Yeah.
춘향가.
I was like half dead.
Is there any intermissions in that?
Of course, yes. For the audience and also for the singers, you need an intermission. So it depends like how many times you want the intermission.
Okay,
you
so
decide.
you get to decide that.
But
okay.
it's not like 10 times.
Okay.
It's either like once or twice. It doesn't go like over twice, I think.
Okay. So 2 intermissions maximum since you've noticed. Okay. But yeah, for 국악 in Pansori in general, like they're telling an entire story. So these are like long stories. So another thing I need to ask is how do you keep your stamina up? Because I've noticed that anybody who does who calls themselves a sorikun or like a person who is in the pansori genre, they have many different ways. Some people need to eat. Some people don't need to eat. Some people have to snack. Some people like it's so different. Some people need to go to the gym beforehand.
Yeah.
Some people need to sleep for 2 days before that. So how do you keep your stamina up?
I guess first thing is you need to like obviously sleep really well.
Okay.
And what I like to do is some people like don't eat before their performance because like you might not be able to digest well.
Right.
Like, but I like having like a really good meal, like Korean meal, like rice.
밥심.
Yeah, 밥심. Like not anything else so like special or specific, but just ordinary.
Like pop.
Yeah, pop. Just pop.
Okay.
Yeah,
So as long
anything.
as you get like a nice nutrition balanced meal, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we asked earlier how you kept your voice healthy. That was actually a listener question. So I hope that answered our listener's question that you liked to. This is the next question, and I think that Aaron's probably going to agree with this. So obviously your longest performance is 6 hours. How do you keep everything memorized? Because it's not just your average pop song, like K-pop song, where you're just you're randomly memorizing the lyrics. 6 hours of an entire, you're reading an entire book.
I mean, I wish we had prompters.
Right.
Like, it's like
I don't think I've ever seen one at a 국악 performance. Like there's no teleprompters there.
I know. Like all the pansori singers, like my friends are like, why can't we have prompters? But they don't anyway. But like, I don't know. I'm a human being too. Like when I get too tired during the performance, sometimes I like lose control. Like I lose where I am. Like where am I? What am I singing? Sometimes that happens too, and I forget the lyrics too. But like from the audience, some of the audience shout them out for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there are like pansori singers too in the audience. And if that doesn't happen, like you know the whole story, you know the full story, like how it goes and all that. So you get your way out.
Okay. This is also a listener question, but during performances, I feel that like for classical performances too, like sometimes you're watching a performance and you're like, do I clap? Do I?
Yeah.
Like where? Like what? Should we like? Is there a proper time to applaud during a pansori performance?
Well, there are better times, but I like when I'm singing like very sad song, you can't like clap and laugh.
Right.
It's just opposite emotion,
right?
But like the 국악, especially like folk genre, like pansori. Like when you feel the need to shout, like 잘한다, 얼씨구, you can do it. It's
because there's a lot of that in pansori in general. Like when you guys are doing the narrations, there's a lot of 얼쑤, and there's a lot of that. So could the audience?
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
Okay.
It's better it's better to do more than just
less.
be like quiet.
Okay. Now, because you do play 2 string instruments, I think this listener is trying to learn these because they're like, how do you deal with finger pain?
Ouch, it hurts. But actually 가야금 hurts more because you have to use your like raw finger, like literally like you have to pluck them out. There's no like device or anything that you put on the
There's
tip.
no pick or nothing.
No,
Okay.
it's just your flesh. But 촬영금, you have like a little stick. So you pluck it with it. And you have like a little rolling type thing on your left hand called 농옥. So it doesn't touch the string directly, so it doesn't hurt as much as 가야금. But 가야금, it hurts. You're gonna see blood.
And they're also really thick, no?
Very, very thick too. So you're gonna have like 굳은, what is that called?
Calluses.
Yeah, calluses.
Okay.
And everything. Yeah.
So maybe focus on the 촬영금 first. if your fingers are seeing a little bit more pain, maybe cross over to that. I mean, she fell in love with kugak again thanks to it, so maybe that's gonna help. What would you want to say to somebody who came across the kugak genre and thought that it was quote unquote boring? What would you like to say? Because for you like to take traditional sounds and kind of give it a new sound anyways. So if somebody says like, oh, I really respect what you're doing, but I feel this is a really boring genre, like what would you say to them?
I mean, I totally understand that could happen, but like, I guess every genre, like every different genres too. If you have more chance to meet different sides, there are always boring sides and exciting sides to everything. So like if you have more chance to meet this genre and see different sides, I think you're gonna find something that you like. I mean, like these days K-pop is so popular, right? I think that's very good opportunity for kugak too, because you get to experience more of their culture and like find out, oh, this side of kugak or this side of like Korean traditional culture was interesting. Like I thought it was just this, like very mono, but it wasn't after all.
Okay. We unfortunately are over time. So our hour is up. 소연 씨 오늘 어땠어요?
아, 진짜 너무너무 재밌었고, 사실은 다양한 이야기, 제 뭐 판소리하는 이야기, and also like the stories behind it and how I make music and how I grew up in it. It was a very exciting time to talk with all you guys. Thank you for having me.
I would love to have her back every week, but we're going to work on that. Okay, so thank you for joining us. As we say goodbye, Forget Me Not is going to be the track that we listen to. 가시리 is our last track. Thank you for joining us, and we'll definitely see you next time. Bye.
네, 감사합니다.